This is Miss Michaela Robinson, is that correct? Michaela, okay. Ms. Robinson, you have a misdemeanor case with the State Court of Fulton County. Upon being booked at the jail, your case has been formally accused. The new accusation number is 23 CR 65578, in which you've been accused of simple battery domestic violence from October 17th, 2023. Please remember that you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you choose to say during this virtual and recorded proceeding that's also being live streamed, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney, and if you cannot afford one of our attorneys from the Public Defender's Office will represent you. Mr. Howard, do we have a GCIC on Ms. Robinson?
Third arrest, 2019 for trespass on school grounds, resisting without violence. 2017 battery on public/private education employee and resident of Pensacola, Florida.
All right. Ms. Reiser?
Yes, Your Honor, we're asking for a signature bond through pretrial with the added conditions of no further contact with Anvia, ANVIA, Chasen, CHASEN, and a stay away from 3755 Red Wine Road in East Point. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. It was an altercation between her and Ms. Chasen where the defendant pushed Ms. Chasen, and they lived together at the location.
All right. And Ms. Kim, does your client's, is that where she lives instead of in Pensacola, Florida? Because that's the current address we have.
Current address right now is 3755 Red Wine Road, the incident location where she is one of three leaseholders, that they are roommates. There are three people who are living in that place, and I thought it was ANYIA. Chasen, she is actually one of the roommates, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to set a bond at 2,500. It's going to be a signature bond through pretrial services. Ms. Robinson, the state has agreed to do a signature bond, which means you don't have to pay for your bond today. But if you don't comply with the conditions of the bond, then you will be arrested and your bond will be converted to a cash bond or a surety bond. The conditions are that you are to have no further contact with Navia Chasen. You are to stay 200 yards away from her and not communicate with her in any way, form, or manner. And that includes in person, through a third party, computer, cell phone, or even on social media. You cannot return to 3755 Red Wine Road in Atlanta, Georgia, and live there. You can go back one time only with a police officer to retrieve your personal belongings, and that visit cannot exceed 1 hour. After that, you are to stay away from that location. Within 30 days of being released, you have to update us with your new mailing address. Obviously, it cannot be 3755 Red Wine Road. The current address we have is in Pensacola, Florida. So if that's not a valid address, you'll need to update that within the next 30 days. Do you understand?
No.
And you'll have to come down to the courthouse, to the clerk's office, and put that in writing, along with your current phone number and email. You have to report to pretrial once a month. You are to report to court when summoned, and you cannot afford to get arrested again. Otherwise, your signature bond will be revoked and converted to a cash bond. Do you have any questions about your bond?
No, ma'am.
All right.
I would like to put this on a record that my client denies that she was arrested for 2019 incident. She was not here in Georgia, and there was no arrest 2017 either, Your Honor.
All right. Once she is released, she can always obtain her criminal history record from the police authorities and take the necessary steps to correct those issues, because right now that's what we show.
This per judge.
Yes. All right. I think that concludes our calendar. I believe I've already gone through all the other matters. Ms. Kim, we good?
Yes, we're very good.
All right. Thank you, folks. And thank you, Deputy Milton. I appreciate it. And we will see